Hello everyone, this is Aritpal, founder of Aritpalo Vision. Today I came all over from Ahmedabad to Delhi to meet one of my students, Swastik, who recently got his German student visa approved from German Embassy, New Delhi. Swastik is going to Germany for doing his bachelors, but before that he is going to do his student colleague in Student Colleague Hamburg, which is a public student colleague in Germany. So the main reason to get Swastik here today with us is I want him to explain you guys about his own case study, because he is very special case for us because he has completed his C2 level before making the applications. Yes, during the application he was having C1 level, but before going to Germany he already has the C2 level with him. So why Germany, why he has planned in advance of doing all the German language levels here in India. So that is the reason why I want him to convey you the message that German language is not a difficult thing. So I think so Swastik is the best person at this point of time to guide you guys so that you can make concrete plans of going to Germany.
Hello everyone. First of all, I'll start with a little introduction. So my name is Swastik and I'm 19 years old. And my current German language level is C2, that is C2. So first of all, I'll also start by telling a little about my journey with the language. So I started learning German in school when I was in 6th grade. And since then, I've been learning German since the last 7 years. And I applied for my student colleague at different universities and got several invitations from them too. But at the end, I chose Student Colleague Hamburg, which comes under the Public University of Hamburg. And I've been selected for the Winter Intake 2021 for the M course.
So Swastik, you already completed your Goethe C2 level from India. What do you think? How easy it is to complete all the levels of German where you don't get such an environment to learn it?
Alright, so when it comes to learning German, I think that we have to think with an open mind, because before learning a new language, people are already having too many preconceived notions, like it is a foreign language, it might be difficult, and there are also many notions around German that it is very difficult, or the words are too long, or the pronunciation sounds very harsh. But in the reality, it's not like that. You just have to keep that in mind, that it is just a language and you're just conveying your messages. So once you remove that block from your head, everything becomes very easy for you. So personally, what I did for improving my German language is that I always kept myself busy by reading German books or practicing German or listening to German news or talking to other people in German who are in Germany. And personally, I think that today it is very easy for us to socialize and talk to people who are in Germany, and then we can talk to them and improve our language.
So Swastik, how much time it took you to complete B2C1 and C2 level here in India?
When I was in 8th grade, I started preparing for my A2 examination, and by the time I reached 10th grade, I was already finished with my C1, that is the C1 examination. So personally, what I used to do was, I used to study German intensively. That means for 8 to 10 hours, I'd study in one go, and then after that, I used to do my homework and then sleep and then wake up again and then do my homework and go for my classes. So my whole days used to revolve around the German language only. And that is why I was able to achieve the B2 and C1 certificate. And I gave both of these examinations that totally have a very different format from each other in a gap of one day, and I cleared both of them. So I think that if you want to do something and you are actually motivated towards doing it, there's nothing that can stop you. So that is when I received my C1 examination, and then afterwards, when I was in 12th grade, I finished my 12th grade, I started learning for my C2.
So Swastik, as you told us that you already completed your C1 level when you was in your 10th grade. So at that point of time, have you already decided that you were going to study in Germany?
So by the time I was in my 10th grade, I already had an idea that if I'm already involved in learning so much German, then I think that I should give it a try and start thinking about my future and my education in Germany. So I think that that was the time that I started preparing for a better education that I will be receiving in Germany.
So Swastik, please tell us why you selected Germany as your study abroad destination.
So I chose Germany as my destination of education. So I think that there are several points for that. First of all, the quality of education. There is no doubt that the quality of education that we receive from respectable institutions that are so old from Germany, it is unparalleled, and there is no comparison for that in any other place. And apart from that, I think that if we are going somewhere and then we are receiving the education that is of such good quality and also free education, then we are also challenging ourselves and testing our limits at what level we can achieve something and what difficulties we can face in our personal life.
So Swastik, please tell our viewers about all the different services you got from Aritpalo Vision.
Alright, so once you have reached a certain language level and you know that your education destination is going to be Germany, you need proper career counseling, and that's where you come in, sir.
Thank you.
So at that time we were talking to different career counselors, but we found Aritpal sir to be the best, and then Aritpal sir provided us with a list of universities and student colleagues, including all the different courses that they offer. And then afterwards it was up to me which universities and student colleagues I want to apply to, and afterwards I gave my confirmation for a certain amount of universities and student colleagues, and they did all the application on my behalf. Afterwards, when that is done, I got different Aufnahmeprüfung invitations from different student colleagues, and I also gave my confirmation for which ones I want to take, and then sir gave them the confirmation and all the process was done through them. Once all that is done and you also have your admission letter from a certain university, the next part that comes in is the visa part. So all the visa part, the applications and everything was done by Aritpal sir, and also preparing for the interview and everything was done by sir, and I think that I received everything timely and the best quality that anyone could ever achieve.
Thank you for such a big compliment.
Thank you, sir.
So Swastik, please tell our viewers about your action plan in Germany.
So when I'll be reaching Hamburg, I'll be starting with my student colleague M course, and my student colleague comes under the Public University of Hamburg, so which means as it is a public university, my education is going to be free and it will be a German taught program. So why I chose a German taught program? Well, I think as it is a German taught program, when I go for my bachelor's, as my German language is already so good, it will be very easy for me to get admission for my bachelor's, and I'll be having a wide variety to select from.
Swastik, please define Aritpalo Vision in 5 words.
Alright, so first of all, I think my first word is going to be hardworking, because I remember there were many nights when there was application deadline, and at night, late at night, I used to be on call with Aritpal sir or Amanpreet ma'am regarding my application. So that part has always been the perfect. And now second part is going to be reliable. I always felt that I could rely on their services and everything was going perfectly on time with the procedures. Third part is going to be efficient, because the efficiency of their team and sir and ma'am has always been unparalleled. Now my fourth part is going to be caring, because they always gave me very personal advices, what I can do and how the procedures are, and not just about the education but also how the life can be and all the difficulties that I might face. And now the last part is going to be worth of money. I think that all the services that I got from them was totally worth of my money, and I am totally satisfied with all the services that I got.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, sir.
So Swastik, what tips do you want to give to the students who are planning to study their bachelors in Germany?
Alright, so I'll start with the tips. First of all, I'll start with the language part. So my most basic tip for the language part is going to be, don't be afraid of the language. There's no sugarcoating it. All the languages can be difficult at first, but once you start learning them and start practicing, there's absolutely no fear in the way. Now after that, once you have achieved a certain language level, your admission procedure comes in. So for that, you have to keep the timelines in your mind. And also you have to see what the procedures are, because the procedures for all the individual institutions are different. Let's say you want to apply to a student colleague, but for different education institutions, the thing is that sometimes you have to apply to the university, or sometimes you have to apply directly to the student colleague, and that's where Aritpal sir comes in. So Aritpalo Vision has always helped me in my timely applications and providing me with the best information regarding all the institutions, all the applications, deadlines, and preparing for the examination and interviews.
So please rate Aritpalo Vision on the scale of 10, where 10 is excellent and 1 is worst.
Well, I think if there's a number above 10, that's what I'll give, because the services that I got, my personal experience, that has always been the best. And when we are talking about career counseling, we are choosing our path, how we will be in our future and how our life is going to be. So I think it is very crucial for us to get all the information on time and to be guided in the best way.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. And please give one closing statement to our students who are planning to study in Germany.
For everyone who's planning to study in Germany, I think that is totally not hard for you, and there is nothing that you need to fear. All the things that you have to do can be done, and I think you just need proper guidance. You need to be hardworking, because obviously when you are going to a foreign country and you know that there are going to be different people, the education is going to be different, the things are going to be different, there is no sugarcoating it, it is going to be difficult too. But if you think that you can achieve it, if you really want to achieve it, there's nothing that can stop you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So right now I am having Swastik's father with me, Mr. Pratik Kashyap, and we will be discussing about why he is sending Swastik Kashyap in his very young age. He is just 19. He is sending his kid to Germany. So let us discuss it in detail about his perception over sending him to Germany. So sir, please tell me something about yourself.
Okay, I'm Pratik Kashyap. I'm basically a professional in energy sector. And yes, it's a German company, so I had a natural inclination of sending my kid to Germany for education.
Great, sir.
That is what he has been in fact preparing also from a very young age. So let's see. The things are going good now, and I'm hopeful that in future also things will go in a very good way.
That's great, sir. That's great. So sir, why do you think that Germany is the correct destination for Swastik?
There are many factors to that. There are, as a matter of fact, many other countries also. But yes, like any parent, my concern was also that it would be a education cost, which as a matter of fact is free in Germany. One has to only bear the cost of initial stays. Otherwise, there is no such cost. Tuition fees are very nominal. And besides that, German education system is a very good and very old one. They have got a lot of old universities, and they have a very good international repute also.
Okay. So why did you prefer Aritpalo Vision in Ahmedabad over all other Delhi-based consultants?
Yes, there is a lot of research backed by this decision. As a matter of fact, to be honest, I did meet many consultants, and in Delhi, very good professional, big names. And I was almost on the verge of, finalizing with them until I spoke with you.
Yes, you told me.
And the reason was primarily two, three factors, I would say that. First of all, your background. You yourself have studied in Germany. You understand the situation very well. You understand the concepts there, the requirements there. You have absolutely good clarity. And more than that, I got a feel of a personal touch. I could sense that really you are into this. Whereas if I talk about other companies, other consulting companies, they had kind of, they're big names, they have outsourced the whole job to the professionals. But though they know a lot about the things, but the personal touch I was always missing, which I found in you. And that was the turning, the decision.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir, have you ever experienced any lag in services from Aritpalo Vision at any point in time during this whole procedure of sending Swastiks to Germany?
Yes, as a matter of fact, if you know that we have passed through 2 COVID waves during this duration, and initially after the first, when we had discussed this, there was the first COVID wave, then I had this apprehension whether it would be appropriate to have a consultant who is very far away from my place, who is not in very close vicinity. But to be honest, I never felt that the distance really mattered. You were always there for me, and you were always accessible, and at times even I have noticed to the extent that you did not pick up my phone, but you made sure that the concern gets attended, and you used to give me a follow-up call. Yes. So I never felt that the distance really matters. What matters is the accessibility and the quality of output which I got from you.
Exactly, sir. Very true. So, what was the main differentiator you considered while selecting between a Delhi-based consultant and Aritpalo Vision?
This is basically in the same lines what I told. The whole thing was that yes, the difference was with respect to the personal touch only. To be honest, that was a major turnaround. And as a matter of fact, I also had this thing in mind that when you are talking to a company, a professional group, then again the things are handed over to the professionals. But when in owner-based company, when there is the owner himself who is so much involved in the job, you can ensure that there would be responsiveness, they would be concerned and you will get the highest attention. So that
True.
was one of the reasons.
True, sir. And thanks for giving us the opportunity. Sir, have you ever felt an immediate need for a physical meeting and we are in Ahmedabad, you are in Delhi, feeling helpless?
No, I don't think so, because over the period we did have many conference calls also, and at times this COVID scenario also has taught us a great learning about online meetings and other these things.
Exactly.
So I never felt so. You were always accessible. We were always talking across the screen, and the things were getting done in a good way.
Thank you, sir. So, what tips do you want to give to the parents planning to send their child to Germany for further education?
Yes, I think what would be important is that it's not only important to have a dream, you have to have a planning. You have to understand, what is ultimately which is required for your child to be successful, and you have to have a right guide with you who can, hold your hand, not only show your path, but hold your hand throughout the process. We were not knowing initially after my son's 10th standard, he did not give this, he left this mathematics at that moment of time. But at that moment of time, we were not knowing when he was in 11th standard that mathematics is very important even for medical or biomedical courses apart from engineering.
Yes, sir.
So what my takeaway from this experience is that, first of all, if you're focusing on particular thing, do a meticulous planning, have a right consultant person who knows about the job from early stage only, so that you do not fail at the time when you need it most. And when, as a matter of fact, when we had come in your contact and you had informed about the requirements, my son had to really do this whole 11th 12th mathematics again, and ultimately, yes, he passed through the exam and he also got admission in universities.
Yes, great, and we are also very happy for him that he got into Student Colleague Hamburg.
Thank you.
So please define Aritpalo Vision in 5 words.
I would first of all say, if I have to give 5 words: connectivity, empathy, professionalism, and truthfulness.
Thank you, sir. Means a lot. So please rate Aritpalo Vision on the scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is excellent and 1 is the worst.
I would like to go for 11.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And I want to tell our viewers that working with Pratik sir was very challenging, because he is working in German company, and you know how Germans are, how they work, and it's very challenging for us that we stand up on the commitments what we made. And we are very happy that we got the admissions from multiple universities for Student Colleague. We also got the visa, and we also learned many things from sir, because I still remember we sent one consulting contract to him, and he sent that contract to us with hundreds of mistakes. So there is always a learning from a person who works in a giant corporate brand. So students, if you're planning to study in Germany, the major takeaway from this episode is you have to plan very well whenever you want to go to Germany, because Germany has many different procedures. You have to open the UniAssist account, then you have to put the application into a Student Colleague. Some Student Colleague accept direct application. In some universities you have to put the application into a bachelor's program, and then they will refer you to the Student Colleague. So there are many different procedures. You have to be well aware about all the procedures which is required to complete before making an application. So if you want any guidance regarding German education or study in Germany thing, you can always reach us at our website name is Aritpalo Vision. There is also our YouTube channel, that is Aritpalo Vision. Keep supporting us. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Best of luck.
Best of luck.